Welcome back to another live episode, raw and uncut, with Behind the Tool Belt. I'm with my great friend Chris Scoville from Service Financial. What's happening,
We're
brother?
here, brother. It's great to be live with you.
No doubt, man. Finally, after all this time, I've been watching your content for quite a while. I'd say at least 12 months. We've been friends on Facebook. Dude, you're crazy. You're all over the place, and I love that. You're a beast. You're a machine. You speak your mind. You tell the truth, and you always try to help other people, and I love that about you, man.
Thank you.
So what's going on? What's happening lately?
Same for you. I first and foremost have to say thank you so much for having me on this show, and we're here in Orlando live.
Amazing.
Been watching this from the closet. I mean, my home office for quite a long time, and I'm like, man, I got to get on the show. How am I going to get on the show? And here I am. I'm on the show. So
That's awesome.
Quite honored to be here with you. Happy to be here and blessed in Orlando at the Roof Processing
Yes.
Show, man.
That's amazing, isn't it? That we're both, well, you live in Florida, so kudos to you. Now we're from the great state of Pennsylvania up north here. Now I did hear through the grapevine that it is 68 degrees up in Pennsylvania today. So hopefully we can take this warm weather back home with us, because we got accused by taking the cold weather to Denton last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was we were down there. But and then we took it back home with us.
Right.
So, but anyhow, man, this is great. Orlando Roofing Process Conference, man. It's a great turnout. Patrick Bet-Davis is on stage right now as we're going live. I mean, this is just, it doesn't really get any better than this, does it?
No, you were actually, when I told you that he was up on stage,
Yes.
they moved the schedule around a little bit. It happens at trade shows. We do enough of these.
Of course.
You looked a little upset that you're not in there right now. So tell us a little bit about this guy, what his story is. Like, how did you find him?
Okay, so I was looking for a book to read. I do this thing once a year. It's called Fearless 44. I'm a part of the Revolt group. And one of the things is that I got to read like 15 minutes a day.
Oh, I got you. Good.
So if you're like I am, I'm all or nothing. So 15 minutes of education, it turns into an hour and 15 minutes. So I burn through books pretty quickly, whether I'm listening or reading them. So I bought and listened to My Next 5 Moves, which is a book. The author is, Patrick Bet-Davis, and he covers so much stuff of like entrepreneurship, solopreneurship, entrepreneurship, like that graduation of that process of being a entrepreneur, right? And just talks about so much good stuff that I actually took notes. Right, I always take notes, but like some of the things, like I have this little in my notes on my MacBook or my phone. I have a one titled "My Why."
Okay.
So I had taken a lot of his notes and added that into like my why, like my purpose, right? Like there's 5 levels of purpose. And of course I probably won't be able to remember all of them, but the first one is status, like why we get into being an entrepreneur is to, out of spite, because I quit a job. I want to make them look bad and make myself look good. And then the final phase is like purpose. Like you got to get straight with your purpose, right? Like, find out what your purpose is, helping others, things like that. And then the money eventually will come to you, things like that. Like give it away to keep it, kind of thing like that. And it's just, he goes over so much good stuff. And then when I found out he was here, I'm like, oh my God. Like this dude is amazing, and then all of a sudden, of course, we were talking about this earlier. Once I started reading his book, then of course on my YouTube page, like all his stuff started to pop up, my Facebook page, like all of this.
The pixels are now following you everywhere, right?
Yes. Which
you start thinking about buying a pink car, and all of a sudden your reticular activating system, you start seeing pink cars everywhere.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, exactly. So that's how I know of him. I stumbled across his book a year or two ago and have followed him ever since. And he's a very successful businessman, entrepreneur himself, and has been through the ringer of not having nothing to being something today. And I admire that, being the underdog.
Real authentic.
Yes.
I've been there. I'm not just some guy that teaches you how to do it, but I've never done it, right? That's why I like Andy Frisella, right?
Yes.
They built the first form business. He slept on a mattress. He tells his big story. He's a real motivating entrepreneurial, making a movement that's actually built a real freaking business. And that's I love amazing. Following guys like that.
Yeah, me
that's
too.
Cool.
The underdog that has become, whatever his dream was, and defying all of those people, saying that it can't be done.
Yeah.
Right. And just accomplishing amazing things. Great story. But let's talk a little.
Check him out.
Dude, you have to.
You know what I love about what you just said? the reading the books
Mhm.
and getting so involved in it, but more importantly, taking action, right? Like we think about all the books and all the podcasts and all the education that we're just everywhere, right? These cell phones, and it's just everyone information
Mhm.
overload.
Yes.
But the cool thing about what you said is you take notes and you put it into action, right? I don't
Mhm.
think we as professionals in whatever industry, whatever we do, whether it's roofing, windows and doors, financing, marketing, we don't take enough action. We get
Mhm.
all this information in and we don't disseminate, we don't put it in lists, we don't put it proprietary. We just kind of read. I think it's super important that we actually, when you're reading something like that,
Mhm.
you take the big notes and you actually take it and put it into practice.
Yes. I agree.
Talking about practice.
I agree, and it's funny you say that because yeah, you know what I mean, to actually implement things that the knowledge that you're absorbing, like, and I look at it like this, like everybody has an imagination, right? But the difference between somebody that's successful and not so successful is like they don't have that drive to make that imagination or that dream come true, and it takes work, like this podcast. I mean, it takes a lot of work, and we do home shows, right? I'm in the construction business. I own a roofing business, so we do home shows, but we are the home show when we go there.
Yeah.
Okay. Roofing conferences or home shows that we do. Well, why we do that is, and people, the other contractors that might be at these home shows, they kind of chuckle at us. They're like, yeah, it's too much work. And it's like, that's the difference between you and I, because we're not afraid of the work.
You and I talked about this earlier.
I think so.
Giving back to this industry that's been so great to us,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Like, what do we need to do to give back? You do the same thing. I do the same thing in our private group on social media, right?
Yes.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do live training. Awesome. I put it in there. I put it into the guide section, and then I throw the stuff up to YouTube. Just giving back.
Yeah.
To this industry that we love so much. It's been so fair to us.
We do. Right. Yeah. And I hear so many people say that they're roofing owners, but they don't even like roofing. I'm the complete opposite. I heard that thing twice today.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure they've exaggerated a little bit, because this has been the vehicle, at least for me, to be where we're at today, right? Is roofing. The roofing industry has been so gracious to me, and I'll be honest with you, and I don't want to say this was the only place I had left to go, but it has found me. Roofing back in the day found me. And honestly, I was good with my hands. I'm a roofing mechanic, I guess, for lack of better terms, and installed roofing, siding, windows, gutters. I still have my first gutter machine. I love this industry. Like, I love it. I'm so passionate about this industry. And I want
he bleeds asphalt.
I do. I love nothing better than the fresh asphalt shingle first thing in the morning. It's got like this slight hint of cat piss and tar.
What do you want in your coffee? Some of those grains?
Grain. It wouldn't be the same if I wasn't spitting granules out first thing in the morning. I swear to God, I love it.
I love it.
But I love, and I want to leave this place better than where I found it. And I'm not saying it was in a bad place when I found it, but I feel like, I've been given the opportunity to have the platform or whatever it is, or whether it be the community, the industry, and or distribution.
I most certainly don't see you hurting anybody over here, man. It looks like you're helping a lot of people. I've been walking by here all day, and you've had great interviews with great people. And interestingly enough, the cool thing I think about, well, at least I know this from 50 yards, is you've got competitors up here that are just sitting here sharing trade secrets and being nice to each other.
How cool is that?
It's
being gentlemen.
Yeah, right. Just like, it's interesting somebody to walk by and look at you and throw shade at the fact that you're doing this and you're podcasting or you're educating. And then I think it really just comes down to jealousy that, damn well, if they were going to put the work in that you guys do,
that's what it comes
they'd probably be doing it as well.
Yeah. And that's what it comes down to.
You want to be omnipresent anyways nowadays, right? I mean, you want to be everywhere. You want to be seen and you want to share. So I think you're doing a great thing, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. We always want to leave a good impression and a good mark after we leave. We want to make this place, this conference, if we can make this conference a little bit better, dude, that's the whole point of this. And plus, doing the podcast has given us a platform for educating, entertaining, getting the word out about, the roofing industry is changing. It's not the same as it was 5 years ago. It's definitely not the same as it was 10 years ago. With the technology, the tools, and social media platforms, now that we get to, whether you're marketing or branding or whatever you're doing or whatever the whole point is what it is that we're doing. We love it. This has been the vehicle for us to educate and entertain, and I love this. I'm full-time roofer and part-time podcaster,
Yeah.
and my passion has been this, and it's anything that you're passionate about, you're going to do well at.
Sure, of course.
And I'm not saying I'm a great podcaster by no means, but I've put it into work and have stayed consistent. I've gotten a little bit better at it each time we do it.
Do you remember your first one?
I do. I was in the basement of some dude's
like,
house.
Isn't it awesome? Like,
Yeah.
I laugh at my trainings that I do because I know someday
Mhm.
I'm going to have an amazing studio, amazing lighting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot different than it is now.
Yes.
And I'll literally talk about that in my trainings.
Mhm.
Like, hey guys, I'm sorry. The lighting is horrible in here. And I'll like turn the camera on. I'll show them where they are in my home office.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. The journey
Yes.
is making it all worth it. And
Mhm.
having the ability to literally laugh at yourself.
Yes.
It doesn't freaking matter,
No,
man.
it
When you
doesn't.
love what you do and you have a passion for it and you're sharing
It doesn't
and you're
matter.
helping, it doesn't matter where you're doing. Look at the prophets on the side of the street.
Yeah.
They do it wherever they do it because they love doing it. Right.
Listen, and
So,
there's no graduation date to this. We're continuously
the journey's
learning.
amazing.
Yeah, the journey is amazing.
Yeah.
We're constantly learning. I mean, the lighting's never the same. And
Dude, your lighting's amazing. Look how good you guys made me look today.
Yeah.
Makeup,
and the
you guys-
makeup. Well, as the makeup.
I'm going to break the fourth wall.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever get the opportunity to be on this podcast here with TC Backer, make sure that you do it. They have makeup artists, they have powder, and they've got somebody down here right now massaging my feet. Okay, and back.
There you go. I hope you enjoy the petty. But anyhow, yeah. I mean, it's just everything. What the hell were we even talking about?
I don't know. That's pretty funny.
All I can think about is your toes right now. But yeah, I mean, everything. It's a journey. There's no graduation date, and I call it trudging the road to a happy destiny, not tiptoeing through the fucking tulips.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's
Real
like, as long as you're willing to put the work in. I mean, honestly, nothing says we can't do this.
Yep.
No one said
No,
that
I
we
agree.
couldn't do this and be as crazy about it and have as much fun doing this. And that's the thing. We're having fun. Is it a lot of work? Were we tired last night? Did we not leave till 9:30? Yes, but we enjoyed it, and no one else is doing this. Like, we're the pioneers right now, rewriting or writing our own rules in the script to this story.
It's awesome too when you screw up.
Yes.
Because it literally, for those of you that are watching this, like, part of this journey that we're all on together is having the ability to really laugh at yourself and go, I can't believe how badly I screwed this thing up. This story is going to sound absolutely amazing from stage someday.
I can't
Like,
wait
I
to
tell
hear
my
it.
business partner that
Yeah.
all the time. I'm like, can you believe we made such an amazingly awesome mistake? And he's like, dude, you lost $12,000. And I go, I know. But just think how cool it's going to be when I'm on stage someday sharing that story. And we'll laugh, we'll high five and go, okay,
That's
let's go
awesome.
make $12,500 back, right?
Yeah.
The stuff that we screw up on is, as long as you can laugh at it, learn from it,
Yes.
and go, okay, I'm going to tell somebody someday this story from stage, and we're all going to have a good laugh and look back at it.
That is a great
Anyway,
perspective.
yeah.
That is a
Dude,
fantastic.
with what we do,
Yeah.
you have to be able to laugh.
Absolutely. Well, you have to make mistakes. How else are you going to learn?
True.
I mean, that's a huge statement in itself, especially if you have those that work with you, and to be able to accept the fact that they're going to make mistakes too, but in hopes that they learn from it and get better from it. I think that's the important takeaway from that.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah,
Cool.
for sure.
So you got any questions for me, man?
I do. What is service finance? What is that, dude? Like I
we're-
said, you're all over the place, and today I guess you're wearing the
I'm wearing the
truest
blues, man. I'm wearing.
t-shirt today, and I got some other questions for you too.
All right, cool. So I'm wearing the company blue. So service finance is, my Lord. Well, we're part of a big company called Truist Bank. So
Wow.
Service Finance is a subsidiary of Truist Bank. Truist Bank is about the 6th largest bank in the United States of America right now. It's something like $655 billion in assets.
Wow.
Truist was formed by the BB&T and SunTrust merger.
Okay.
So big on the East Coast. Maybe you're not seeing it where you guys
No, we
are and
are.
out
We,
west.
yep. Yeah, we see it.
They're starting to pop up. So yeah, Service Finance has been around. Oh my Lord. I think they're pushing 15, 16 years now.
Oh wow.
We do a lot of business, right? We're partnered with Owens Corning, Beacon, Lennox, Renai,
Okay.
like a lot of different partners in this
Okay.
space, and also all other asset classes. Yeah, we love home improvement. We do unsecured loans at the point of sale through mobile app technology, pricing, process, partners, people, all of the P's, we call it.
Wow.
We've got them all online, and we love the industry. Matter of fact, the founders came from the home improvement industry.
Okay.
So it's a little different, right? When you think about a financing company, a lot of people think bankers, and they think about, I don't know, college kids that come out and they work in a cubicle and they're bankers. Service finance was created by three brothers that actually came from the home improvement business. So the unique business value that they brought to the space was knowing the problems that they could solve for home improvement contractors at the point of sale, removing friction, making it happen fast, right? So by knowing the industry so well, they've been very successful in building this company, which they had, I would say, really in the being acquired by Truist was kind of a big deal. I think that's like the third or fourth time that they've sold the company and remained in control.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job. We've got a bunch of really great professional sales reps nationally they'll go inside of a contractor's office and teach them how to sell financing at the point of sale if they're brand new in the industry, or maybe they've been with a competitor and we've got, I don't know, better pricing or better process or the mobile app. They'll spend the time to introduce them to our platform. So a bunch of service people that understand the industry. Matter of fact, I don't think we'll hire anybody that doesn't come from the home improvement space.
Wow.
Which is from a banking or a finance perspective, super important because you get instant credibility when you walk into a contractor's office and actually know what the hell you're talking about, right?
For sure.
I could sit down and train an entire group of air conditioning guys and they actually get it. They're like, oh, this guy just isn't some college grad that learned financing. He spent his entire freaking life in financing. So I actually was doing roofing in Florida at 19. I was doing tie beams.
Oh.
And a few years after, I was like, man, I want to get into the financing side. So I did construction of permanent wholesale lending. So I've been in finance for over 25 years now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, over 25 years. So I've been doing this a long time, brother.
So you said there's an app and you guys mainly focus on the construction space, correct?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't someone want to, what's the difference between Service Finance and Truist? Like
there's no difference. We're a subsidiary of. So if the bank is the bank, right? You can walk into a bank and maybe get a home equity line of credit or a mortgage or, something like that.
Yes.
We're the unsecured division of Service Finance. So we're a wholly owned subsidiary of.
Okay.
So we're the guys that set up an account with TC.
Yes.
Get you approved for financing, set up your mobile app, your portal.
Right.
Come in and train your sales professionals on how to offer it at the point of sale with the customer.
Yes.
So let's face it. With what's happening right now in today's economy.
Yes. That's what I was going to ask you. Why is it so important for contractors now to be able to offer financing?
More important than ever. I always say, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Yes, thank you. It's interesting how they knew how to clap.
Yeah, I know.
Your questions are amazing. I mean, did you hear the crowd?
Yes.
You're doing a really
Your
good
answers
job.
are amazing.
I know. Maybe that's why they clap. So anyway, right now it's more important. Like, I don't want to get into the economics of what's happening in today's society.
Right.
It comes down to two things: affordability and options. If you, as a contractor, whether this is for roofing or whatever it might be, can walk into a home and offer them, and I'll just use a simple sales process with you, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Would you prefer 12 months same as cash, or would $132 be better for your budget? And you give them the option.
Yeah.
They're going to choose one of those particular options, right?
Of course.
That's financing. They may give you an insurance check.
Yeah.
They may have a home equity. They may have cash.
Yeah.
They may slide a credit card. But by presenting the option, you're relieving them the thought of going, I don't have $20,000 or $10,000 or $5,000 to pull out of my bank account.
Right.
It relieves that friction and that stress for the homeowner and lets them know that there's affordable payment options. Even if they don't take it, it doesn't matter. You've presented it to help them get the job done.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, look, and not everybody's going to get approved. No, right. So we're a prime lender. We do buy subprime paper and less than perfect credit out there. But one of the cool things that Service Finance does is this. If the person's credit doesn't qualify under a prime program, we'll either counter offer or they can add a co-app. So it could literally be somebody that doesn't own the property.
Okay.
Unrelated. Like this lady walking by right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me, miss. I just didn't get approved for financing. Would you like to be my co-borrower? And she'll be like, what? I'm like, I need a roof. Right? Literally, you could grab anybody you don't know and they could go on as a co-app.
That's very interesting.
So
I don't know if I've ever heard
not a lot
that
of people
before.
know that.
Yeah.
So sales reps that go out are like, well, they don't have perfect credit. Take the application, because if they have somebody in their family or a friend
that
or
might
somebody,
have better credit,
they can go on as a co-applicant. So that's one of those things in finance that a lot of people don't know because they don't really talk about it. But we train sales reps on how to do this at the point of sale. It's what we do.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. So what terms do you guys offer or can offer? Like all
Oh,
kinds of stuff,
Lord.
free,
Yeah.
same as cash.
Everything. I mean, you think about it, there's 80 programs. There's 3 groupings of promotional programs like you just said, same as cash, no interest, no payments. There's equal payments, no interest. And then there's with payment deferred interest.
Wow.
So those are 3 promotionals.
Okay.
Then you got a whole bunch of standards like your traditionals, like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 year, 20 year.
Yeah.
Those are your longer terms that
Right.
stretches out the payment. That makes
So if
them,
somebody wanted solar, they can stretch that
it can
payment
stretch out to like 25 years. And now we've got something really cool that your audience might not even know about. There's a hybrid, which is what? It's a combination of both, where you can put a promotional loan offer with a long-term low monthly payment with no prepayment penalty.
That's what I was going to ask
That's
you next.
what
about
your
the
audience,
prepayment.
if your audience is, if you guys are listening, you're going to want to be part of that. That training right there is a game changer. I call it the objection killer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super easy for your sales professionals to learn how to offer that at the point of sale. And I've got a different way to do it. I call it matrix flow.
Okay.
It's a way to present products on your, you know, that matrix that we send you?
Yeah, yeah.
How to present them. And if you get an objection, how to go to the next one. And if you get an objection, you isolate the objection and you go to the next one. And then if you land on the hybrid, there's a high probability that they're going to say yes, because you have isolated all the objections and there's nothing left for them to say no to.
Wow.
I call that matrix flow training. And this is the type of training that I actually do for contractors that a lot of my competitors don't know how to do or don't do it or don't have the programs to offer it. So that's a real differentiator in the marketplace.
Yeah. So, cause I was just sitting here thinking about this whole, no prepayment penalty. So if you played your cards right, let's say you needed a $12,000 roof put on and your taxes are coming up soon, but it's 4 months away from April.
Sure.
Right. So I go ahead, I get my roof financed and whatever, I guess, program that I get tied in with. So like April comes rolling around, I get my taxes, I got $14,000 back.
Yep.
Or let's say this, let's do this scenario. What if I only got $6,000 back? Can I put that $6,000 down on it?
100%.
And would that lower my payment?
It will not lower. It won't re-amortize, so it won't lower the payment. But here's what it will do: there's no interest charge on that no interest, no payment. So on that amortization,
yes,
the only interest remaining at the end is what would be charged if it rolled over.
Fantastic.
So that's the big difference between a service finance and maybe another lender out there that doesn't offer that.
Yes,
they may offer a deferred interest, but the interest accrues on that.
Yeah.
Very important that contractors look at that, because not all same as cash are true same as cash, no interest, no pay. Interest doesn't accrue.
Right.
I know it's a lot of words for folks that are listening to this.
Yeah.
On my trainings, I break this down a lot simpler. These are just big words. They mean absolutely nothing when it comes to learning how to offer this to customers at the point of sale.
Yeah.
It's just word babble, guys.
Yeah.
Don't be scared
Well,
of
and
it.
it sounds like you guys have not just focused on helping the contractor, but more so the contractor can help the homeowner.
Yeah.
Which is very important. It's like, and as you were speaking about, not being able to afford a $20,000 roof, but I can afford $132 a month, right? For 10 years or whatever it might be. Well, the car industry has been doing this forever. And I'm not saying that because they do something shady, but just to go to show you like how far behind the roofing industry has been and how far it's coming, where us contractors now can offer financing, and help with that pain point. Like my roof is leaking, but I can't afford it.
It blows my mind. We've been doing it for years. Cars,
yes,
mortgages, homes, home equity lines of credit. We finance gasoline nowadays.
Wow.
When you go buy gas for your trucks, are you sliding a credit card that you pay off at the end of the month?
Yeah, well, yes.
Or are you running in with cash?
Both.
Right?
Yes.
So you're financing gas.
Yes.
People don't think about it. I'm financing gas. No, I'm not. I paid off the end of the month. You're still financing it. How am I financing it? You're leveraging it from American Express or Visa.
Right.
I never thought about it that way. So why should home improvement be any different? Let's talk about this for a quick sec. Insurance. I had a great lunch with somebody. They don't even know who the hell it was. We were talking about that. You can finance deductibles. You can finance an entire roof project. You can do it on a 12-month same as cash. You can get paid as a roofer at the end of installation.
Wow.
And the consumer can get an insurance check and do what? They can pay the loan off.
That was what I was getting ready to say. Yeah.
So this is probably for another podcast, but think about that. How unfair is it that a roofer does their job, installs a roof, and doesn't get paid.
Yeah.
How fair is that? How fair is it for cash flow?
It's not, because,
It's
and
not.
that's probably
But
why
the industry has created
Yes.
this beast and this monster, and now they got it because they created it.
Yes.
But there's a new wave coming, man, because the
Absolutely.
storm Ian down here
Yeah.
ain't being played like that. I was having a great conversation with John Brose over there earlier.
Yeah.
He said, man, I've never seen a storm like this.
Uh-huh.
I go, what's the difference? He goes, we're bringing retail into this thing. So
Yeah.
for anybody out there in the restoration storm industry, you can finance a deductible. You can
Yeah.
finance upgrades. You can finance the lump sum. The
Mhm.
consumer can take an insurance check and pay off a finance loan.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I
so
love that.
if you want to learn that side of this business, man, reach out and let's just talk and see if I can help you. I want to help you because roofers are at the end of the day are on the line for all this with the cash flow
Absolutely.
issues.
I mean, we cover
Yeah.
the world. I mean, if you've ever flown into any city on an airplane, when you're looking out the window right before you land, like, what do you see? Roofs.
Roofs. Where I come from, it's called a roof.
Yeah, roofs. all. I mean, everywhere, and that's like everything's covered. I don't care if it's a dog box,
Yeah.
a shed, or somebody's home, or a commercial piece of property.
Yep.
We are
Cover the world.
essential. I mean,
like that. I never thought about that.
yeah. I
I
mean,
used to look at it when I was doing commercial. I'd look down at all the roofs and go, oh man, they've got a lot of water down
Yeah.
there. Like you're on the airplane, you're looking down at the flat roofs and you're like,
Yeah. Well,
ooh.
I'm going to change the subject here a little bit. Do you care? Do you got
No,
another
man, let's
5,
go.
7
We're
minutes?
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we've noticed since we've been in Florida, obviously there's a good many tarps and stuff on the roofs, but the one thing that I didn't see is nobody's marketing. There's no yard signs. I mean, I saw very.
Oh, Matthew's about to start.
Oh, Matthew's getting ready to start. All right, we'll wrap this up. But I like Jonathan,
Hey, can we do another podcast and talk about marketing?
Yes,
Let's do
For
rain
sure.
check on this.
a rain check on
Yeah,
this
because
topic.
we've got
Yeah.
you and we can do an entire podcast on marketing.
Yes.
And kind of, I want to pick your brain on some cool stuff. You can pick
Okay.
my brain on some cool stuff because
Yeah.
we're both. Let's
sure.
face it. At
Yes.
the end of the day, we're just geeks, right?
Yes,
All right,
yes,
cool.
yes. We're
All
into it. Okay, so before I get off here, man, my great friend Chris Scoville, if somebody wants to get a hold of you for this financing, what's the best way to get a
It's
hold
real
of you?
simple. Just hop on the Facebook. It's Christopher Scoville, or you can go to ChristopherScoville.com. That's it. And I'm on the Instagram too, Chris_Scoville. You can find me. There's not many guys.
Yeah, this dude's all over the
There's
place,
not many
man. One of the
Christopher
hardest,
Scovilles
yeah,
or Chris Scovilles
one of the
out there.
hardest working people I know in our industry and outside our industry. Don't forget to check us out tonight. Our regularly scheduled broadcast that's usually at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are going to be going live at 5 p.m. today, live from Roofing Process. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for coming on the show,
Thanks for
my
having
friend.
time, man. Really
Yeah, man.
appreciate it.
Let's
Thank
do
you.
this again sometime soon.
Awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye all.